Okay, so this portable charger has been charging for several hours, and basically what they're now doing is, this isn't even my device, this is my friend's device. They're now preventing it from charging. Oh, so now they want to switch it up because I decided I was going to start recording. So basically what they would do when they want to try to see if they can mess with your electronics, they will prevent it. Remember, we're talking about scale away, so they can either subtract energy from a device or add energy to a device or person. And because this is plugged into the electrical grid, they can basically manipulate the energy going into or out of a device. So this is also a form of electronic harassment. Now, because that I'm recording now, they are going to interfere with it. Like I said before, I have no idea how and who is giving them the allowance to be able to do this, but obviously Con Edison, or I don't know, the military is basically, allowing them to do what they're doing. So yeah, but now they're allowing it to charge, and it's been plugged in since about, let me see, it is now 3:21. Has been plugged in since about 10 o'clock, and it's only at 2 bars. That is a form of electronic harassment. Good morning, y'all. So as you seen in a previous clip, basically now what they're doing, remember, as a TI, you have to learn to accept certain things. If it's electronic, they have influence over it because they are using scalar technology. They're using scalar wave technology. If it has an electromagnetic field, or if it runs on electricity, it's at their will. It's at their mercy. They can either interfere with the energy flow going to the device, they can stop energy flow to the device, or they can, add energy to a device, causing it to overload. They can basically force a power surge on a device. My friend, she has been awakened to what they're capable of doing because, she, like I told you before, she has been, they've been messing with her in many different ways. So I felt like it was my humane duty to inform someone that I care about of what's happening in her life. Is my humane duty to basically help someone in this world who, needs to understand that they have an enemy that's in hiding. So and you know what? What's interesting is when you get a chance on YouTube, there is a video called Confessions of a Gang Stalker, right? It's called Confessions of a Gang Stalker, and I believe the account holder's name is called what is it? Something Owl. I know it has owl in it, but if you type in Confessions of a Gang Stalker, and you look for the account name, I think it's like white owl something, or dark owl or crazy owl. I know there's an owl in it. Look for that one and listen to his. I don't know how much of it is 100% true. Because for the most part, you never know. But based on several other, confessional videos, especially of TIs who basically, got, who confronted people and whatnot, and then they finally confessed, like, yeah, this is what's happening, blah blah blah. It sounds like it's right along, it's right in that same accord, and even with this one woman who was like, if you ever see the video, it's like confessions of a gang stalker in New York City or something like that. And this woman, she's like recording herself talking to this guy. It looks like a DMV somewhere in New York, and somewhere in New York City, and like you could tell the guy is like trying not to say too much, but he's like giving her, some details about the situation and whatnot, but you could tell he's trying not to say too much, but anyway, so I've been, teaching my friend about Qigong, or just understanding her Qi and learning about, how to use her Qi to try to like pull frequencies away from her body. Damn, he just really just ran that light like that. I mean, he's running all the lights. He don't care. Anyway. But, so anyway. Interesting enough, it was a white car with black tinted windows. And TIs, we all know what that is. So, always remember, do not show fear, because showing fear gives them power. It's okay to feel scared, but do not allow yourself to be debilitated. You got to remember, these people are not trying to go to prison. They're not trying to go to jail for whatever reason, so they're not going to do anything obvious that's going to possibly, put them in a position where they could actually get caught and actually have to face, legal ramifications for their transgressions. They're going to try to remain as covert as possible. So what you also got to do, you got to remember, you got to record everything, but when you record, you got to make sure you are like, you are lucid. You have to make sure that you are, articulating. You have to make sure that you are not overly emotional in your videos. Like don't seem angry. I mean, I understand, you are angry, you are frustrated because these things are happening to you. But you have to remember, peace is your major like strength. The more peace you have through this ordeal, the more you actually can, I like how he like pulled up like he was going to take a right turn, because he had his right blinker on, but he just kept driving straight. Like he got a little close to me, but then it was almost as if like he kind of like peeped, like, is he recording? I don't know. And then he just like pulls off. But anyway, remember, white cars, black tinted windows, sometimes they're red cars. I know I've been mostly seeing like white cars with black tinted windows. That's been the color synchronization. That's been the color, synchronization or the trend that I notice. It's usually always white cars with black tinted windows. Um, it makes me not even want a white car anymore. Well, actually, no, I never really cared to have a white car. If I wanted to get a car, it would probably be some other type of color, but not necessarily white. But anyway, so, and then here's the V2K. They're like, oh, now the whole city know that he's snitching on people. And it's crazy because when you learn about what they do, they're worse than snitches when you think about it. They're worse than snitches. They create situations to make you possibly break the law, and then they will snitch on you. It's like they will create situations, and then when you think about how they basically, I guess what's the words? How they basically recruit. They recruit people by encouraging them to do things that will basically work against their favor. They'll create a situation so that you will feel compelled to do something that will, basically be you breaking the law in some way, shape, or form. And then they'll snitch on you. Right? So I don't know. It's some weird ass Luciferian Baphomet, ritual type stuff, But anyway, I mostly just wanted to talk about how now they're, affecting other people's electronics that are plugged into, the outlets, of my apartment. Because the moment you wake somebody up to this system, that's when that person begins to get targeted. But the best part about waking somebody up to it, and if you have done several things to overcome or to, learn to master protecting your peace over this stuff, you can teach the person you woken up to everything that you know. Reach one, teach one. Each one, teach one. So it's like we are God's chosen children, right? We were born with a sense of conviction. We were born with a sense of morality and a code of ethics. We can't be bought. We can't be, even if we do need money, we are not willing to sell our souls just so that we can have worldly material objects or anything like that. We do not operate on the same frequency as they do. We could talk about, a civil war and all that, but I'm not trying to wage war with nobody. Interesting enough, this might be the same car that sped off before, but anyway. So just always remember, because look, I grew up in the hood, I still live in the hood, but there are also people within the hood that are targeting people from the hood. I'm on YouTube looking for every single type of people that's out here, that's being targeted. I found a TI that lives in East New York, Brooklyn, but he hasn't posted in like 7 months. There's Athena. I think I know she's not in Brooklyn, but I think she's somewhere in the city. I don't know what neighborhood. Athena, she's a TI here in New York City. There's another one. I think it said targeted individual victim or something like that. I think that's his account name. And he's somewhere in New York, but he wears a mask and everything. He wears a mask over his face and then a hat over his head. And I'm just like, I don't know. Me personally, I'm kind of along the lines where I'm like, it don't really even really matter for you to cover your face because they already know what you look like, bro. You know, and on top of that, they hear your voice, so they already know what you sound like. You know, so me, I'm just like, I'm not going to try to hide anything. I'm going to just stand right in the open. I'm going to be as bold as God wants me to be. And I'm going to just be like right here, out here, you know. But, because remember, the gang stalkers hide. That's their job. That's their job to hide. We don't need to hide. Everything we should be doing should be out in the open. We don't need to hide. You know, remember, they're doing everything in secrecy. So everything we got to do has to be the complete opposite of what they're doing. Remember, this is a war between good and evil, light and dark. So we have to be bold. While they're being, you know, subversive or subliminal, we have to be open. I can't even because I got a bunch of frequencies that's attached to my mind, and I haven't really spent enough time to try to see if I can extract as much of them away from my brain as I can. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So, or at least for now, I'm on my way to work. I didn't even feel like putting on like regular shoes. I'm like, I woke up, it's hot. And I can already tell it's gonna be hot later on today. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and dress comfortably. All right, so anyway, I'll probably post another video later today. And I'll see you later. Remember, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.